Long ago, in a time forgotten, a small village in Norway was visited by a very special wanderer. This wanderer came with a quest for those brave enough to seek adventure and danger. With a drooping, broad-brimmed hat, he stood in the middle of the village, leaning on his walking stick and proclaiming in a booming voice, "Who shall seek the tears of the mermaids for a chest full of gold? Only the brave and cunning shall be able to accomplish this goal." Grown men looked at the wanderer aghast, until a boy, barely old enough to go raiding, walked proudly towards the old man. "I shall do it for the chest of gold, Longfang. I shall become a great hero with this quest and earn much glory." From under the old man's hat, only an eye could be seen, piercing blue. "Are you sure, boy? You don't look old enough to brave the waters alone." As he spoke, the boy's father moved to grab his shoulder. No, you're not old enough to even raid yet. You cannot go." The old man's eye went to the father as he spoke once more. "The boy has a right to try. Every father must know when his son is ready to start his own life." The boy's father cast his eyes down, not able to match the stranger's stare. "I do not wish to lose my only son to some folly. This quest is a fool's errand. Mermaids eat men. They sing to us sweet songs only to lure us in, to yank us from our boats and drown us under the crushing waves." The old man laughed, shrugged his broad shoulders. "What quest has no risks? What reward without first facing some trial? As I said, this is a quest for the brave and the cunning. It is not so hard once one knows what to look for." The boy's father shook his head and began to pull his son away from the stranger. But the boy shook his head. "Father, we could use the gold to buy more seeds, more goats, and so much more. Must do what is right for our family." His father shook his head, already seeing his son floating in the ocean's cold water. He glared at the wanderer and spoke with a harsh voice. "You would take from me all that I have?" The wanderer spoke calmly, but with such command it silenced the boy's father. "And I will give you all I have." With a wave of his arm, his cloak whooshing wildly, a chest appeared brimming with what appeared to be a dragon's treasure. A collective gasp was heard as men stepped forward, but the old man glared balefully at them. "You did not seek this quest until seeing with your own eyes. This is for the brave boy that has more heart than any of you, should he succeed in his quest." The very day the boy left, heading for the sea to seek the mermaid's tears. He walked many miles until night fell, deciding it would be better to go to the sea in the morning light. He laid to rest for the night. Though it was not restful, instead he heard wolves howling in the distance, and swore he heard the scurrying of some beast in the bush. After a night of unrest, the boy was tired and weary, but he trudged towards the sea. The mist hung heavy around him. He was barely able to see his hand in front of him most of the morning. He couldn't even tell how long he'd been walking until the mist suddenly faded, giving way to a sunny day. As he walked towards the shore, he saw a small raft, but no one else to be seen. And then he heard a song. It flowed along the waves, at first in an eerie manner, seeming to come from the depths of the water. But then it softened into the most beautiful sound he had ever heard, bringing him close to weeping. The boy, without a second thought in his head, began to push the raft into the water, grabbing an oar as he went. Quickly using all of his strength in his arms and back, he found himself far away from shore, following that goddess's voice. As he paddled further and further from the shore, he cast eyes upward, hearing a loud call, and with no warning, a storm sprung up as from nowhere. The last thing he saw before darkness took him was two ravens circling his head. The sound of soft humming slowly brought the boy from unconsciousness. As his eyes fluttered open, he looked up into a beautiful woman's face. Long red hair hanging down in her face, swaying with the wind from the sea. Deep emerald eyes looking down at him with concern. Pale skin as he felt the hand gently run along his cheek, and then he felt the scaly dampness on his other cheek. Looking down, he saw a fish's tail under his face. The shock on his face, she spoke soothingly. "You're safe. If I'd wanted to kill you, I'd have let you drown, young one. But Odin guided me to you. He seemed to want you saved for some reason." The boy sputtered and blinked before finally speaking. But mermaids are supposed to drown sailors. Why would you save me?" She let out a musical, warm laugh that made his cheeks turn red. "Some do. Just like some men are evil, so are some mermaids. But I am not evil or cruel." The boy smiled as he viewed his beautiful woman. "I was sent on a quest to find mermaids' tears, although I will not ask you to cry for me." The mermaid's eyebrow arched, and she replied, "Oh, dear boy, you must know the entire ocean is made from our tears. Why do you think it's so salty?"
Oh.
It is an old riddle, such a foolish thing to go into the blue yonder for. The boy's eyes widened as if in shock at how foolish he'd been to paddle his way on a raft into the middle of the ocean for such an easy task. Why had the stranger offered a chest full of gold for something anyone could have had? Where's my raft, he asked her, in a worried voice, attempting to get up, finding his legs not wanting to work. The mermaid smiled as he tried to rise to his feet, struggling. You were in the water for quite some time. You're probably weak. Maybe I should get you some food. She began to sing a song that kept time with the crashing of the waves, for a moment as if calling to someone. Slowly the song faded into the wind as two large sea otters slid onto the beach carrying shells to the mermaid. Oh, thank you both. I'm sure that will be enough for him. Holding up clams to the boys, she nodded to the otters. They said the storm was pretty bad. Your raft's gone. But I could take you to shore if you're willing to let me help you. The boy considered it as he made a fire from driftwood, remembering what his village had said mermaids were like. You won't drown me, will you? The mermaid laughed and shook her head as she petted one of the otters. I won't drown you, I told you. I'm not evil. Nor am I lonely like the mermaids that drown sailors. After all, there's not very mermen out there. She gave the boy a big wink. The boy felt his cheeks flush before he started laughing. I see. Yes, if you help me, I'd like to get back to the shore. The mermaid slid into the water, swimming a ways out. Then let us go. The boy waded out to the mermaid as she smiled. Wrap your arms around me, but watch your hands. The boy did as he was bade, and she began to swim. The mermaid sang softly. The sound brought joy to the boy's heart as creatures of the sea seemed to flow around them, enjoying the mermaid's music as well. As the mermaid navigated the water, otters swam around them, forming an honor guard of sorts. Fish jumped in the air as if performing some intricate dance. In what seemed no time at all, they were at the shore. Upon it stood the old wanderer. Though this time he wore not rags, but a bright blue tunic and trousers. His broad-brimmed hat was cleaner than it had been as well. Well done, boy. You seem to have survived. As he spoke, the boy cupped the water in his hands and quickly brought it to the man, offering the sea water to him. The old man laughed. His laugh was deep and hearty. Taking his hat from his head, the boy could finally see his visage. He was missing an eye. Odin, the boy gasped, and this made the old man laugh all the harder. Aye, boy, I am the Allfather, the Wanderer, and I've taught you a lesson indeed. Don't ever trust anyone's opinion. Find out for yourself. The boy looked at the Allfather in awe, nodding his head before speaking. Please do not judge my village harshly. They fear the ocean's depths. Odin smiled warmly. I do not judge them. There is nothing wrong with fear, though one must know how to handle it properly, much like a sword or an axe. The boy nodded once more before walking forward. Thank you for this important lesson, though I must get home to share the good news with my family. The boy lifted the chest. He felt stronger than when he'd left for the journey. Indeed, Odin murmured softly. The boy traveled through the night, hearing those wolves howling once more, but this time he wasn't scared. He felt at peace as he walked through the night. Upon reaching his village, he went directly to his family's home, only to find an old man out front sharpening an axe. Who are you? He asked the old man, only to look into the face and see a much older version of his father, who looked back with a shocked look. My boy! His father moved forward, hugging him close, holding him tightly. You've been gone years. Oh. The boy shook his head. Father, I was gone for 2 days. His father shook his head. No, boy. You're a man now, Otter. You've become a man on me. Did you finish your quest? The man nodded. Of course, Father. I am sorry I've been gone so long. Pulling the chest where he had strapped it to his back, he set it down. Showing his father the reward, his father beamed. You're a man now. Do you have any girls you like? Maybe you could start a home. Otter thought on this, only to find he liked one, the mermaid. The pause made his father grin and chuckle. Indeed, I think you have one in mind. Take this gold, build a house, and be happy. You're a braver man than I shall ever be. Otter smiled, pulling out a few gold baubles for his father, handing them to him. He lifted the chest and set out once more to the sea, building a home for him and the woman he loved. A much harder task than one would think, but alas, that is a tale for another time.